Retail Management, Masters of Commerce, 4th semester, Mangalore University, Session 4. Introduction to Retail. In this session, you're going to learn about the types of retailers. Learning objective. To understand the different type of general merchandise retailers and services retailing. Session outcome. To identify the different characteristics of general merchandise retailers. So, under the general merchandise retailers, there are department stores, full line discount stores, specialty stores, category specialist, home improvement centers, off price retailers, and extreme value retailers. So, let us first discuss about the department stores. The department stores are the retailers that carry a broad variety and deep assortment and offer customer services and organize their stores into distinct departments for displaying the merchandise. Traditionally, department stores attracted customers by offering a pleasing ambience, attentive service, and a wide variety of merchandise under one roof. They sold both soft goods like apparel and bedding and hard goods like appliances, furniture, and consumer electronics. But now, most of the department stores focus almost exclusively on soft goods. The major departments are women's, men's, and children's apparel, home furnishing, cosmetics, kitchenware, and small appliances. Each department within the store has a specific selling space allocated to it, as well as salespeople to assess the customers. The department store often resembles a collection of specialty stores. Department store chains can be categorized into three tiers. The first tier includes upscale, high fashion chains with exclusive designer merchandise and excellent customer service. In the second tier of traditional department stores, in which retailers sell more modestly priced merchandise with less customer services. The value oriented third tier caters to the more price conscious consumers. To deal with their eroding market share, department stores are attempting to increase the amount of exclusive merchandise they sell, undertaking marketing campaigns to develop store images for their stores and brands, and expanding their online presence. To differentiate their merchandise offerings and strengthen their image, department stores are aggressively seeking exclusive arrangements with nationally recognized brands. In recent years, discount sales events at some department stores have increased dramatically. These sales have trained some consumers to wait for items to be placed on sale rather than buy them at full price. In response, department stores are shifting their marketing activities from promotional sales to brand building activities involving television advertising and specialty fashion publication. Finally, most department stores are becoming active participants in multi channel retailing. For instance, customers can buy or reserve the products online and then pick them up at the store. Customers can also return online purchases to stores. Next is the full line discount stores. Full line discount stores are retailers that offer a broad variety of merchandise, limited service, and low prices. Discount stores offer both private label and national level brands. The largest full line discount store chains in India is DMart. Full line discount stores confront intense competition from category specialists that focus on a single category of merchandise. In response to this competitive threat, Walmart in America is converting its discount stores into supercenters. Walmart is expected to reach 3,000 supercenters by 2013, while its discount stores should decrease to around two-thirds of their current level. Supercenters are more efficient because of the economies of scale that result from high traffic generated by the food offering. The third is the specialty stores. The specialty stores concentrate on a limited number of complementary merchandise categories and provide a high level of service. Specialty stores tailor their retail strategy towards very specific market segments by offering deep but narrow assortments and sales associate expertise. Sampling is encouraged. Knowledgeable salespeople are available to assist the customers. The low key open sell environment results in customers spending more than shopping. Fast fashion companies introduce new products 2 to 3 times a week compared with 10 to 12 times a year at traditional specialty stores. To ensure that they offer the most trendy and up to date fashions, because of the constantly fresh atmosphere, customers develop a buy it now shopping behavior. Next week, the store will have different merchandise. As a result, retailers actually sell 85% of their merchandise at full price compared with only 60% at traditional stores. Many manufacturers have opened their specialty stores in recent years. Consider, for instance, Levi's, which is which deals with jeans and casual apparels, Apple, which is specialized in computers or phones. Tired of being at the mercy of the retailers to purchase and merchandise their products, these manufacturers and specialty retailers can control their own destiny by operating their own stores. The fourth is the drugstore. The drugstores are specialty stores that concentrate on health and personal grooming merchandise. Prescription pharmaceutical often represent almost 70% of drugstore sales. The largest drugstore chain in the US are Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Three chains that account for about 66% of the US drugstore sales up from 45% in 2002. Much of this increased concentration has occurred through mergers and acquisitions. In India, the highly fragmented drug retail market is worth around rupees 32,000 crore apart from about 18,000 added by hospital pharmacies and exports. Organized pharmacy retail, which is only about 3 to 4%, is expected to grow 25% a year. According to India Retail Report 2009, easing of foreign direct investment norms in pharmacy retailing in India can lead to exponential growth in the sector, which may reach a size of rupees 43,000 crore in a few years. Big corporate houses like Religare, Reliance Retail, and Adak, together with other big multi vertical, multi format retailers like Pantaloons in Tulsi and other regional healthcare players like Apollo Pharmacy, Medicine Shop, Dial for Health, and many other pharmacies and healthcare stores by 2012. The uh, uh, the government has made the foreign direct investment of 51% in the pharmacy retailing in India. So, over 5 lakh traditional chemists are also gearing up to face competition by organizing themselves under the banner of their trade associations. All India Chemists and Druggists Organization AICDO. Almost all the drugstores in the country, besides selling allopathic medicines, also offer over the counter and alternate medicines, surgicals, rehabilitation aids, and body care products like soaps, toothpaste, hair oils, shampoos, cleansing lotions, etc., that generates an additional revenue of about rupees 15,000 crore. Drugs face competition from pharmacies in discount stores and from pressure to reduce healthcare costs. The major drugstore chains are offering a wider assortment of merchandise, including more frequently purchased food items, the convenience of drive through windows for picking up prescriptions, and in store medical clinics. To build customer loyalty, the chains are changing the role of their pharmacists from simply dispensing pills to providing healthcare assistance, such as explaining how to use a nebulizer. Drugstores are expanding their role as a fill in trip destination by carrying products typically found in convenience stores, such as beverages, and making them easily accessible at the front of the store. Next is the category specialist. Category specialists are big box stores that offer a narrow but deep assortment of merchandise. Most category specialists predominantly use a self service approach, but they offer assistance to customers in some areas of the stores. Sales associates are knowledgeable outdoors outdoors people. Each is hired for a particular department that matches that person's expertise. By offering a complete assortment in a category, category specialists can kill a category of merchandise for other retailers and thus are frequently called category killers. Using this category dominance and buying power, they buy products at low prices and are ensured of supply when items are scarce. Department stores and full line discount stores located near category specialists often have to reduce their offerings in the category because consumers are drawn to the deep assortment and relatively low prices at the category killer. One of such example in category specialist is Damro in India. Next is the extreme value retailers. Extreme value retailers are small discount stores that offer a limited merchandise assortment at very low prices. They offer a broad variety but shallow assortment of household goods, health and beauty aids, and groceries. Extreme, extreme value retailers primarily target low income consumers. These customers want well known brands but cannot afford to buy the large size packages offered by full line discount stores or warehouse clubs. Vendors such as P&G often create special, smaller packages for extreme value retailers. Higher income consumers are increasingly patronizing these stores for the thrill of the hunt. Some shoppers see extreme value retailers as an opportunity to find some hidden treasure among the household staples. Next is the off price retailer. Off price retailers are also known as closeout retailers. They offer an inconsistent assortment of brand name merchandise at a significant discount of the manufacturer's suggested retail price, that is MSRP. Off price retailers are able to sell the brand name and even designer label merchandise at 20 to 60% lower than the MSRP because of their unique buying and merchandising practices. Most of the merchandise is bought opportunistically from manufacturers that have overruns, cancelled orders, forecasting mistakes causing excess inventory, closeouts, and irregulars. They also buy excess inventory from other retailers. Closeouts are end of season merchandise that will not be used in the following seasons. Irregulars are merchandise that has minor mistakes in construction. Typically, merchandise is purchased at one-fifth to one-fourth of the original wholesale price. Off-price Off-price retailers can buy at low prices because they do not ask the suppliers for advertising allowances, return privileges, markdown adjustment, or delayed payments. Due to this opportunistic buying, customers cannot be confident that the same type of merchandise will be in stock each time they visit the store. Different bargains will be available on each visit. For many off price shoppers, however, inconsistency is exactly why they like to go there. They enjoy hunting for hidden treasures. To improve their offerings consistency, some off price retailers complement their opportunistically bought merchandise with merchandise purchased at regular wholesale price. A special type of off price retailer is the outlet store, what you see it in the PPT now. Outlet stores are off price retailers owned by the manufacturers or retailers. Those owned by the manufacturers are also referred to as factory outlets. Manufacturers view outlet stores as an opportunity to improve their revenues from irregulars, production overruns, and merchandise returned by the retailers. Others view it as simply another channel in which to sell their merchandise. Retailers with strong brand names sell excess merchandise in outlet stores chains and maintain sorry outlet stores rather than at markdown prices in their primary stores. These department and specialty store chains can maintain an image of offering desirable merchandise at full price. Outlet stores can have an adverse effect on profits, however, because they shift sales from full price retailers to the lowered priced outlets. Additionally, outlet stores are becoming more promotional to compete with increased activity at other outlet stores within the same mall and with traditional off price stores. This is all about the general merchandise retailing. Now let us discuss something about the services retailing. Several trends suggest considerable future growth in services retailing. For example, the aging population will increase the demand for healthcare services. Younger people are also spending more time and money on health and fitness. Busy parents in two income families are willing to pay to have their homes cleaned, lawns maintained, clothes washed and pressed, and meals prepared so that they can spend time with their families. These companies are the retailers because they sell goods and services to the consumers. So the images whatever you're seeing in this PPT are the companies that they sell goods and services to the consumers. However, some are not just retailers. For example, airlines, banks, hotels, and insurance and express mail companies sell their services to business as well as consumers. Also, many services retailers such as lawyers and doctors do not appear because they focus on local markets and do not have a national presence. Organizations such as banks, hospitals, health spas, legal clinics, entertainment firms, and universities that offer services to customers traditionally have not considered themselves as retailers. Yet, due to increased competition, these organizations are adopting retailing principles to attract customers and satisfy their needs. For example, Zoots is a dry cleaning chain in Boston area. Zoots has adopted many retailing best practices. It has convenient locations and it offers pickup and delivery services. Zoot stores also provide Extended hours are open on weekends and offer a drop off option for those who cannot get to the store during operating hours. The stores are bright and clean. Customers can check their order status, schedule a pickup, and provide special instruction using the online MyZoot service. Clerks are taught to welcome customers and acknowledge their presence, especially if there is a line. So, this is all about the services retailing. So, Zoot is a dry cleaning company and it is as easy as going to an ATM machine. Thank you.